Good morning. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the Diaspora Machismo. It has been another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's faith. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American? All in all, it was another beautiful day for protest. There is nothing particularly important that I should bring to your attention as it relates to the activities that occurred while I protested. And as you know, when I have finished protesting and I brought you an update as to what transpired while I protested, it is all with my pleasure and my delight to bring you something from the word of the Most High. My people, I have good news. Guess what? It has been a year since I have been protesting and bringing you these messages. 1 year. After a year of hard work, there must be a time of recreation and vacationing, holidaying. So I will break for a while during the middle of the month, and I will come back and I will start a brand new study based on Revelation. We'll start from Revelation verse 1 and we'll work up our way to the end of Revelation, and I will bring you new things that you have never seen before, you've never taught before, and how to perceive the book of Revelation. So now let's get into our lesson. I dealt with Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 and 2, because in Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 and 2 there was a lot of things to unpack, things you have never heard of before, and I dealt with that for quite a period of time because I wanted you to get an understanding of what was happening in Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 and 2. And now we are going to go on a little further. We are going to cover Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 and 2, and we are going to go into a little more details, and we are going to venture into a further part of Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 says, And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 10 crowns upon the horns, and upon the head the name Blasphemy. Let us break this down. John the Revelator said he saw was a beast coming out of the sea. And a beast coming out of the sea is the birth of a new nation. And in this case, this nation was the Caucasians' nation. Remember, a nation is not a country like America and France and England. A nation is a group of people that has one common ancestry. That means they are derived from the same ancestors. Like the Asian people, they are one nation. The African are one nation. The Israelites are one nation, etc., etc., etc. One of the characteristics of this beast is that it had 7 heads and 10 horns. Upon the 10 horns, it had 10 crowns. What does this mean? The 7 heads represents 7 countries or 7 factions in the Caucasians nation that were once a world power. The first world power in the Caucasians nation was Greece, then the Rome, then Italy. We had the Portuguese, we had the French, the Spanish, and the English. We've got to realize that Bible prophecy is the word of the Most High God. The only reason why Germany failed to become a world power, if Germany became a world power, the prophecy would have been wrong. It was not written in prophecy. The 10 horns with 10 crowns upon the horns are other fractions, but minor fractions that did not have any great significant or any great or significant impact upon the world scene. And blasphemy was written upon the heads. That means the disrespect of God was written upon the heads of all of these world power. What do you mean? Every one of those heads or world powers showed disrespect to the Most High God. What did Greece do? Greece went and they conquered Israel. Not only did they conquer Israel, they got involved in the administration of the temple of the Most High God, which was a blatant disrespect. The Romans pick up from where Greece left off. And in AD 70, the Romans burnt the temple of the Most High God, showing utmost disrespect for the Most High God. Before they burned the temple of the Most High God, what did they do? They loot the temple of the Most High God. They stole all of the scriptures, all of the furnishing, and they keep them for themselves. The Italian was an accessory after the fact, because after they conquered Rome and made Rome a city in Italy, they kept all of the scriptures and all of the ornaments of the temple of the Most High God. They created the Vatican City and they placed all of the treasures in the Vatican City. And the Portuguese, the French, the Spanish, and the English committed the same travesty against the Most High God. They lay hands on the apple of the Most High God's eyes and they enslave them. They trade them as slave and they make the life of the children of the Most High God miserable. Even up to this day, they are still continuing in their evil against the children of the Most High God. So we see all of the heads were blasphemous in their behavior and in their actions to the Most High God. Verse 2 says, and the beast that I saw was like unto a leopard. His feet was like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The beast that the Most High God used here to describe the Caucasians and the order in which they came is very significant. The beast looked like unto a leopard. So the leopard feature was the main characteristics of the Caucasians nation. When we look at a leopard and we ask ourselves, what are the main characteristics of a leopard? And we'll know that the leopard is the greatest ambush predator they have in the wild. And what does it take to be an ambush predator? The art of deception, the spots on the leopard body, the shape of the leopard body, the fact that he can climb trees and rocks faces and mountains, put him in a position where he becomes the greatest ambush predator in the wild. And like the Caucasians, they are the greatest deceiver, like the leopard, and they have deceived the world. Their father Lucifer, from whom they get that characteristics from, was able to deceive perfect creatures in a perfect environment and cause them to lose their soul. He was able to deceive a perfect man and a perfect woman in a perfect environment and cause them to become imperfect. So the main characteristics of the Caucasian is that they will ambush you. They will deceive you to your own detriment. The second characteristic is that he has feet of bears. The bear is the strongest predator in the wild. That means when the Caucasians is using their deception, they do it with a lot of force and emphasis that you are very often unable to detect that which is coming to destroy you. And he has a mouth of a lion. The mouth of a lion is the mercilessness in which the lion conquers and devours his prey. A lion, when he's hungry, shows no mercy. And then the dragon, the devil, according to Revelation chapter 12, gave to the Caucasians nation his seat, his power, and his great authority. So what is the main power that the devil has? The main power that the devil has is the same power leopard has, of the power of deception. So that is why the Caucasians were able to deceive the whole world into befriending and honoring them. The seat of a king is that which he rules over. And the devil, according to the Son of the Most High God, is the prince of the earth. So he gives Caucasians rulership over the entire earth. That is why they control all of the resources of the earth. And his great authority is control over the demonic world. My people, the Caucasians has control over the demonic world. They are able to use the demonic forces, the devils and the demons and the satans at will for their own benefits and the benefits for the kingdom of evil. Revelation chapter 3 said, "And I saw one of his head as if it was wounded unto death." What is it saying here? I saw one of the 7 world leaders, world conquerors, as if it was wounded unto death. That world leader, Rome, when it was conquered by Italy, became just a city in Italy. It was wounded unto death. But then the Italian did something. They created a sovereign within Italy called the Vatican, and they put the head of Rome and all of Rome wealth in the Vatican, and they are a sovereign within a sovereign. And it says his deadly wound was healed. So when the Vatican City, a sovereign within a sovereign, was established, that deadly wound was healed. And the world wondered after the Caucasians. Isn't it true? Look around the world today. The Arabs, the Africans, the Asians, the Indians, the Polynesians, the Israelites, every nation wants the favor of the Caucasians because they are of the opinion that if they can get the favor of the Caucasians, they will not suffer the wrath of the Caucasians nations, and they can become wealthy by trading with the Caucasians. And because the world wonder after the Caucasians nation, they want the favor of the Caucasians. What did they do? They try to please the Caucasians nation, and they start worshiping the devil as the Caucasians nation does naturally, because Satan is their father. So verse 4 says they worship the devil who gave his power, or they worship Satan who gave his power to the Caucasians nation. And they also worship the Caucasians nation. What is worship? Worship is paying reverence and fear to. All of the nation on earth is afraid of the Caucasians nation. And because they are afraid of the Caucasians nation, they handle the Caucasians with kitten gloves. They reverence them. And in doing so, they comply with every instructions that the Caucasians hand down to them through the United Nations and through the policies of America and the European nation. And they say, who is like unto the Caucasians? Who is able to wage war with him? This is what all of the nations say. None of the nation of the world want to go to war with America, France, or any of the European nation, because they will all come together under the banner of the United Nations and fight against you as they fight against Iran, Iraq, Libya, the Vietnamese, and the Japanese. So who is able to go against the Caucasians nation? Who is able to wage war against the Caucasians? And every nation is afraid of the Caucasians because of his might and power. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the Diaspora Machismo will continue this lesson on Wednesday.